All right, so Shaquille O'Neal, and I've already done an episode, and this is how I know that these dudes are doing this for clicks. I just did an episode earlier this week, or maybe late last week. Shaquille O'Neal went on a podcast. There was two females. I think it's called Off the Record. You can find them on YouTube, but I think they're on Twitch as well. That's where they get most of their traffic at. But he personally knows one of the hosts, so he came and did their podcast for him, and he gave them some good sound bites. One of them, he threatened to smack RG3 over Angel Reese, and the other sound bite was him backing up Gilbert Arenas and T-Mac. But one thing I remember about Shaquille O'Neal is he's a big he's a big capper, and he I hate when he does this because you never know if it's real or not. I remember when him and Kobe was going through that beef, and then he ended up getting traded, and then while he was at Miami and Kobe was in LA, they kept putting them on the Christmas games, for the drama, or they might put them on opening night, but they had their Christmas games, and the talk of the whole week, man, what is Kobe and Shaq going to shake hands at half court before the tip off? What is going to be this? I mean, it was a huge deal, and people was watching like, man, how's this going to work out on the court? And they would do stuff, and they made it look like they really didn't like each other and all that crazy stuff, and that went on for a couple of years, kind of the same way that happened with Westbrook and KD when he went to Golden State. And when they had their interview where they sat face to face and did their interview some years back, and Shaquille O'Neal, hindsight being 2020 now, he's going to come back and say, you know what? Most of the times that y'all thought we hated each other, we really didn't. I would just be doing stuff to keep things going for the drama and the cameras. He said that. I don't know if I believe that. I really don't know if I believe that, but he always try to make it seem like he's doing stuff for the camera. But the only reason why I mentioned that is because that lets me know that he's Hollywood. He'll play that game. He's not that real. He'll play that game and think that he's playing the game, right? So with this T-Mac, Gilbert Arenas, Kobe thing, he's milking it. He's already spoke about it on Off the Record. Then he take his big black bald-headed ass back to his podcast and invite the Morris twins on there to ask them about T-Mac again so they can start another conversation. Listen to how this conversation went.
T-Mac made a statement the other day, and I'm going to answer after you guys answer. He said, if you switch him and Kobe out, as far as playing with me, the outcome is the same. You agree or disagree?
No, you're not just saying you switching out with Kobe and you're gonna be what Kobe was. That's not. Yeah, I don't agree with nothing that. Nothing away from T-Mac. Great player. Oh, you not Kobe. Yeah, and that mentality too.
I might have to disagree.
I don't know though. You know what my difference mine is though, big fella, is the mentality. Like it was like that killer mentality. Everybody didn't have that. Like he was a great player. Don't get me wrong, but it was times that Mike and Kobe, I felt like that Mike gave Kobe something that nobody else would be able to even imitate and be able to like have that mentality. A lot of players no other players had it, really.
I agree with you saying, but I'm saying, I didn't look at it like that. That's why I like everybody's opinion. You don't think I could have won 3 with T-Mac? I think I could have.
Yeah, for sure.
T-Mac was a bad boy.
But then, but I don't
what about the 2 after you left?
From that, though.
T-Mac was a bad boy.
I feel like time you put any of the you could say that about outside of T-Mac. You could say a lot of them. Put them next to you at that time.
Good point. All right, what about Vince? Me and Vince.
I feel like
3 in a row.
I feel like people downplay Vince. They just think he a dunker. Vince was one of the most talented players ever played. I believe the same thing.
Actually, when he said that, a lot of people hit me, but T-Mac was a bad boy.
Yeah, for sure. He was. And I feel like even not saying it is just like Kobe just watching, playing in the league, and was a fan of like everybody watched T-Mac. Everybody knew how good T-Mac was. But if you asking a question about him or Kobe Bryant, I don't know what team they was on. If he obviously everybody's path different, but like what Kobe has, there was only one other player that's the greatest player in the world has. Like they're the only 2 that has that.
And what is that he's talking about? He said, first of all, when they first asked him, man, yeah, T-Mac, but if you swap me out, swap T-Mac out with Kobe, do we get 3? Both of them said, hell no. He was like, you're not just swapping no Kobe out for T-Mac and thinking that you're going to get the same thing, because what Kobe has, and now that we know the name of it, what he coined it is the Mamba mentality. What Kobe has, don't nobody else have except Jordan. It's something else that he has that nobody else has. Listen to Bob Myers talk about what Kobe has.
And that's why, like, when people use the Mamba mentality, you guys don't do that. You're not like, don't say that. Like, don't even say that. Like, nobody should be allowed to say that. I'm sorry. Like, I knew that guy.
He was different,
As well as you. There's nobody. There is nobody. There's no. I'm the Mamba mentality. No, you're not. This guy was like,
we were out
one of one.
Listen, we were on the track before the sun came up, running, and then in the weight room lifting weights so hard that I felt like I couldn't even shoot. And Kobe's like, "What's time to go shoot?" I was like, motherfucker, I can't even lift my arms right now. But just like you said, it's an everyday thing for him. It was sick.
Like, when people say that, it bothers, and I'm like, I don't pretend like I do that, but I'm like, you don't get to say that.
Right.
Like, don't you throw, that's not a throwaway line.
Right.
Like, this guy was like,
mentality
that's done with him. I'm sorry, but that went with him.
Yes.
He said that's gone with him. That Mamba mentality, that's gone with him. Dominque Wilkins said Kobe was cut from our cloth. He's the last of our kind. They're talking about Kobe like they're some type of tribe, some type of lost tribe, which they are. The mentality of the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, it was getting passed down. Like what they was doing in the 70s and the 80s, what they bought over from the ABA in the 80s and went from Dr. J to Bird, Magic, to Mike, to Kobe. Dominque Wilkins and a lot of other players are saying it stopped with Kobe. It's not there no more. And the league is not there no more either. So the league can't even produce another player like Kobe or Mike. Like, and it's not just the league. I think society as a whole, especially in America, the times that we're in and the, how easy things are and, just how we are in society. I don't think society can produce another Kobe-like player. And then when you get in the league, even if society can somehow produce it, even if we can throw a kid in the hood and kind of simulate some type of, you're not going to be able to get it, because once you get in the league ain't even like that no more. So a Kobe-like player that they're talking about, or Mike-like player, we might never see again, ever again. That ship has sailed. Kobe was the last. And that's what Bob Myers is talking about. That's what All the Smoke, Matt Barnes and Stack 5 is talking about. That's what the Morris twins was talking about. You just can't swap T-Mac for Kobe and think you go get the same thing. Right? What about all those times that you was lazy, Shaq, and you weren't working out? Did Kobe all of a sudden say, well, shoot, the big fella ain't doing it, I ain't doing it? No, he clashed with you. Do you think T-Mac has that type of personality where he's going to butt heads with Shaq for 4 years? They're butting heads and fighting for position and fighting for the franchise of the LA Lakers. Does T-Mac have that type of personality that Kobe has where they're going to do that? Does T-Mac have that type of personality to where he's getting benched for Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel and Dale Harris is doing it and he's still out working everybody? Is that T-Mac? Right? And I like how they just think, oh man, if I played with Shaq, just because Shaq was a dominant force and you're a good player as well, you just think it's just automatically going to work because you think the only thing that matters in that swap out is tip off and what you can do on the court. But you don't think what happens off the court matters. You don't think putting a type of player like Kobe Bryant in LA, the type of dude that John Sally said we had to beg him to come to a party. And when he was at the party, it was girls everywhere just fawning over him. He didn't take not a sip of a drink, stayed for about 30 minutes, and then said, all right, Sally, I'm going. I need to get up early in the morning to get in the gym. And you leave a party in LA where girls are begging you to stay. You leave that party, catch a cab home so you can get up and work out. No, as a matter of fact, it wasn't LA. It was Miami. That was on the road. And John Sally was like, you have to come to this party. He goes out there. It's Miami. You're partying. This is the place where Pat Riley has a curfew for his guys because you know Miami can get how it can get at night. And this dude leaving the party in a cab because he got to get up and get his shots up. Didn't take no drinks. That's that guy. They got a game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Allen Iverson flies in. He takes Allen Iverson to dinner. After the dinner, he gets up and Iverson was like, where you going? He said, I'm going to the gym. Iverson was like, I'm going to the club. That's Kobe. And he's in LA. You telling me T-Mac is going to be that guy? Or anybody else is going to be that guy? I think it's evident that there's not another guy like that. I think the way their careers played out shows that they're not like that. I think it shows. Right? And the Morris twins are right. T-Mac ain't like that. T-Mac, you not like that. That's what he's saying. T-Mac, you was the bomb. You was dope. There's a lot of dope players. But there's only one Kobe and only one Mike. They cut from the same cloth, right? There's only one of those dudes. What else we got here? Jerry West talked about him as well. As a matter of fact, no, let's finish him with the Morris twins said.
T-Mac made a statement.
No, we good. Let's hear what Jerry West said.
Can you give us any insight on that workout and what you saw in Kobe?
What wowed you there?
Well, I think the one thing, and again, you remember, he did not play basketball here in the States until he got to high school.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Italy with his father, a professional player. And when he went over there, he was, he all of a sudden he becomes a linguist. Oh, you think he spoke at least 3 languages.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a different lifestyle over there, completely different. And when he came back here, all of a sudden, he had been playing against all these kids over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was unbelievably skilled. His work ethic, second to none. He wasn't afraid of anything. And it was genuine. It's not verbiage.
Right.
To watch him work out, it was like ridiculous. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was like a man. He was like a man playing against kindergarten people. That's how advanced he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was versatile. He was versatile, but he was a furious, ferocious defender. That's all he did. He wanted to compete.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just a natural player who, when he was born, there was a heck of a lot of gold dust sprinkled on this. A lot of gold dust. And he did not disappoint. He played every night. You didn't have to ask him to play hard.
Mm-hmm. That's just what he brought.
So yeah, that's the logo talking about him. Talking about, hey, look, man, and you can find so many different times where Jerry West talked about this story about how he stumbled across Kobe and how they got him in LA, and it's a lot. And if you want to get something that's not coming from Jerry West's mouth, because he won't admit this how it went down. But watch the 30 for 30 story, the ESPN 30 for 30 story called Soul Man, SOLE, like the sole of your foot, and it's about how what's the Italian guy, Sonny is it Vaccaro, Italian name, but Sonny. Who was the guy who got Michael Jordan linked up with Nike, and he made Nike a lot of money, and he was the guy who started the Nike camps. I think which one is Nike doing the ABCD camps, or was that Adidas? Well, he started the Nike camps. He started putting Nike on college coaches. You know what I mean? Having them wearing their stuff, and like he did a lot of stuff for Nike and made them a lot of money. But he tells the story First on how he got Jordan to Nike, and then how Nike fired him years later, right? Because I guess Phil Knight and Nike was just so big they didn't need Sonny no more, so they fired him. And as soon as he got fired, Adidas was like, man, we're trying to catch up with Nike. So Adidas hired him and said, can you do the same thing for Nike? I mean, can you do the same thing you did for Nike for us here at Adidas? And he said, yes, I'll find you the next Michael Jordan. And that's how Adidas got that deal with Kobe, right? Sonny hooked it up. He was like, I found the guy. I found the guy, right? Right. So he was like, this guy is the next Jordan. This is the guy that you're going to get to sell your shoe. So this 17-year-old kid who wasn't old enough to sign a contract with the Lakers or Adidas is already got a contract with Adidas. Already, Jerry West is ready to trade Vlade Divac to get him before the draft and all of that good stuff, right? So, watch that 30 for 30 Soul Man. It tells you a lot of how they did that, a lot of how they did behind the scenes, where they was putting out fake stories that Kobe didn't want to go play for New Jersey because they had the picks before the Lakers and they ended up taking Kerry Kittles and all this stuff. Man, Jerry West said Kobe should have been the number 1 pick in that draft. He fell to 13. Right. People didn't do their homework like they should have, right? So Soul Man is a good watch. But nonetheless, you got Jerry West talking about how this 17-year-old kid was making the people that they worked out against, and Michael Cooper was one of those people. He said he made them look like kindergartners. Like he was just that advanced. And I like that word advanced because while LeBron was a uber athletic guy, a strong guy, a guy that can jump out the gym, he was very fast. His passing is always been A+. I think you could grade his passing at A+ when he was a rookie in Cleveland, right? And it's not a lot of stuff a rookie could be an A+ at when they get to the professional level. Like you got to learn stuff again at the professional. I think he was an A+ passer. I don't think he was A+ at anything else except running fast and jumping high. But his passing was unreal, right? So most of his attributes as a rookie and his first couple of years in the league was physical. Other than his passing, it was physical. He was a physical specimen, right? With Kobe, it was his advanced skill set. He was also a very good athlete, but I would put LeBron in the 1% of athletes. I would put Jordan in the 1%. I would put Wilt in the 1%. Kobe, Kareem, maybe Grant Hill, guys like that, I would put them in 5% range, which is still good. You better than 95% of the league. But Kobe is in that. Kobe and Mike is, I mean, not Kobe, but LeBron and Mike is in that 1%. Sean Kemp, Vince Carter, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, maybe T-Mac, right? That was a different. Kobe's just below them, right? But still good athlete. But his skill work is what he separated himself. He was very skilled from the beginning, very skilled, very versatile scorer, very capable scorer. I mean, the dude just had it all, dog. The dude had it all. So that's what Jerry West is trying to explain, that like, how good this dude was. And I'm gonna let you hear how, this is how trolls talk. This is Gilly, the kid on Shannon Sharp's podcast. This is how trolls talk that don't know what they're talking about. We just heard basketball players. We just heard the logo, Jerry West. We just heard the Morris twins talk about Kobe. We just heard Bob Myers talk about Kobe. These are all the bad. We just heard Kobe and D Wade talk about Kobe. This is how trolls talk. Notice he's not gonna say anything about like basketball on the floor, what he's good at, what he's not good at. He's not gonna talk about that. It's all storylines that if you're trying to sell a magazine or a tabloid or a newspaper, And this is what people come to the conversation with that are LeBron fans. They come to the conversation with these narratives and storylines. Listen to how he did this. And somebody in the comments go think this is fire.
You had LeBron ranked over the Philly kid, rest his soul, Kobe.
Yes.
You still feel LeBron is a better player than Kobe?
Yes. Kobe Bryant backed up Eddie Jones at one time. LeBron James wouldn't have backed Eddie Jones up in the 11th grade. And Eddie is my man.
Yes.
But LeBron James is different. Think about that.
Yeah.
I feel like if LeBron James is the best player we ever seen in the world, if we never seen Michael Jordan play.
So you got Jordan ranked over LeBron. That's the only player that you got over LeBron.
Yes.
So listen to the contradictory on this. Everybody admits that Kobe is the closest thing we ever seen to Jordan. And mostly everybody admits that that Jordan is the best we've ever seen. Make it make sense, dog. The best we've ever seen is here. The closest thing to the best we've ever seen is Kobe. How can you be the closest thing to the best and then we go squeeze somebody in between you and the best? I'm the closest. Okay, if the best is 10 and I'm the closest thing to 10, that means I'm 9. How are we saying 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 is better than it? Like, how? Make it make sense, man. Is if the best thing is gold and the closest thing to it is silver, then how are we saying bronze and rock and alloy? How are we saying that's better than silver? Make that make sense, y'all. If the best we've ever seen is a complete player, and I'm the closest thing to it, and I'm also complete, how are we taking an incomplete player with numerous flaws in his game and saying it's better than the complete player? Somebody make it make sense. So he admits Jordan's the GOAT. We know Kobe is pretty much Jordan. How is LeBron better? And then you're telling a story talking about why do you think Kobe is not better than LeBron? Because he backed up Eddie Jones. LeBron would have never backed up. First and foremost, LeBron didn't come in a year or era. Like Kobe came first and made it cool for high schoolers to get on the floor early. If LeBron would have came first in the year that Kobe came in, we don't know who would have believed in him enough to put him in the game. Definitely not no damn Derrick Harris. That wasn't gonna happen just because he can run high and jump fast, or run fast and jump high, right? So it don't work like that. But we just say stuff that sound cool. It's a story, and then you disregard the reason why he was on. He wasn't on the bench. You just heard how Jerry West talked about how advanced he was as a 17-year-old, how he was better than everybody. You're acting like Derrick Harris didn't play him because he wasn't ready. Derrick Harris didn't play him because he just didn't want to. He didn't believe in high schoolers. He had a veteran team that was a playoff team. Right? So talk about the realness. Don't just say stuff because it sounds cool, because you're gonna get people that ain't got no damn sense repeating that stuff, and they can't hit a free throw or a layup. Like talking to LeBron fans, it's a very tough conversation to talk to a non-ball player who's also not that smart. Repeat things they heard Gilly the Kid say or Nick Wright. Lord have mercy. These non-ballers, like bro, if it's one thing to talk to a dumb basketball player, but to talk to a dumb non-baller, boy, that junk is like herding cats. It's like herding cats, man. Right. So, I mean, yeah, on one side, you got basketball savants like Jerry West, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Kyrie, You got Wade. You got these type of dudes on one side saying intelligent things about basketball, breaking it down and keeping it basketball. And then on this side, you got nerds that never played the sport, but they can calculate VORT and box plus minus and player efficiency rate and win shares on defense and offense and all this crazy stuff. They can calculate that. They don't know basketball, but they can do math. Right? You got them, you got football players, and you got straight up fucking idiots. And then people that work for Clutch Sports on that side. And you tell me which one you want to start regurgitating from. Am I go follow a dumb jock, a nerd that don't play basketball, a football player, and Clutch Sports, or the basketball savants over here, Hakeem Olajuwon, who said LeBron is not even a fair comparison to compare him to Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is a far superior player and he played in a tougher league. This is the guy who worked LeBron out for the summer trying to help him on the post. And he couldn't tell the difference between LeBron and iRobot by how robotic his footwork it was and how he couldn't move his shoulders. Is this Dwight or is this iRobot? I'm training a freaking Tesla. I'm training a meathead. Why is your feet so robotic? Are you a professional? Are you a center? You play on the perimeter? They let you handle the ball like this? Why is your elbows out like that on your jump shot? Why is your shimmy so stiff? Is it on Viagra? Oh man, let's open the phone lines up. Yeah. Oh man, last thing, man. Let's hear what Jordan said about Kobe Bryant, y'all.
Mike, does it feel like we give the crown to Kobe? I mean, we've been the star in the NBA for so long. Now Kobe Bryant has just been playing phenomenal.
He has
Do you
been
see
playing.
yourself in him?
I see similarities, obviously, because he grew up watching himself and other players, and but I think he needs and will start to come into his own, which is Kobe Bryant himself, and you're always going to see similarities because that's the way he plays, and you have something to compare him to. So I mean, he has stepped to the forefront, and I think he's done a great job in helping lead this team. Obviously, he has Shaq right next to him, but he's a very versatile, very good leader for this team, and he's doing a great role this season, and hopefully he just continues to build on it.
He said he's giving him his props, man. And I like when he said he's the leader of the Lakers. He said, and Shaq's right there with him by his side. I thought it was phenomenal, man. I thought it was cool. Caller from Washington, what's good?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's your thoughts?
Man, with this Kobe talk going on. See, I'm personally like Kobe's my favorite hooper of all time. So I'm somewhat a little biased, but I feel like everybody, like when you go to the Bleacher, man, can I talk the Bleacher Report list and everything? Everybody's biased or whatever. But when you go back in Kobe, when you talk about like the numbers and then why they didn't put them in, if it's all about the numbers and the stats, then what's the point of watching the games if you can just go to the stat sheet and just look at a player's number and say, oh, well, this player is better than this player and that. So that just doesn't make sense on that. And people right now, like really guys my age, they don't really go back and like watch the history of the game. Everybody thinks everything's the same. So like during the era when Kobe was playing, like you mentioned, Kobe was mainly a jump shooter and shooting guards shot around like that percentage. Like you were saying, Ray Allen shot around 45%, Kobe, Paul Pierce, all the great shooting guards all shot around the same percentage. And that was the dead ball era. They were shooting the long twos. It was more to the three-point line than considering the 90s was, but it was mainly like long twos and great defense compared to like right now. So there's just so much stuff you can go on just when you just compare like the other players that made the top 10 and Kobe, which if you want to break down their game offensively and defensively, which doesn't make any sense why Kobe Bryant wouldn't be in the top 10 And I also believe it's erroneous just to leave Akeem out of the top 10. I thought it was ridiculous to have Akeem out of there. So there's just so much stuff going on that you were saying, a lot of other like NBA greats are saying about Kobe, but it's an agenda we all know, and it's just ridiculous at this point. We're not saying Kobe's the GOAT or anything. We're just saying give the man his proper respect.
And stop using his name for these clicks, man. Like, dude, it would have been cool if Kobe was still here. Man,
exactly.
y'all bro, it's so tacky. And I mean, it's just a bad look to say, man, we just go keep putting this man in the air and try to do it in a negative way because we know people are going to start running to the videos and commenting, and it's going to get a lot of engagement like that. I think that's weak, man. Like it's almost like people wake up and be like, hey man, hey, we got to talk about Kobe. We got to say something about Kobe, man, because everybody getting clicks on that stuff, man. So they just come up and like it happened like a domino effect. You know, Wade said something. Well, LeBron said something first. Gilbert Arenas, Wade, Jeff Teague, you know, Shaq. It was just trickle effect, man. I couldn't believe it, dog. I couldn't believe it. It was like the Twilight Zone, man.
It's just insane. I mean, I want to know, is it low hanging fruit? Just for like the Kobe Bryant, I just don't understand like the disrespect to Kobe. Like, and they don't keep the same energy to other players. They're saying Kobe had Shaq, well, Magic had Kareem, Steph had KD. It doesn't. LeBron had how many great All-Star Hall of Fame players?
Too many to count.
I just don't understand.
Too many to count.
When you want to compare to the game, Kobe Bryant offensively, there's about Kobe, Mike, Bird, KD. Were like just from the offensive standpoint, of just complete games. But then if you add in the defensive side, there's the MJs of the world, Kobe's, Hakeem's, just from a pure like perspective of a complete player. There's not so many players that you can name outside in the whole top 10 that you would leave out Kobe.
That's a fact.
So I just don't get it. And then you add in the resume: 5 rings, 2 scoring titles. So how many All NBA teams? How many? I believe he had 12 defensive teams, 9 first team. So how do you just leave a player like that out?
Yeah, don't understand it, man.
What's up, this?
We know it's clutch. Man. They busy at work, and I was watching Uncommon Sense this morning, and he had me laughing because he said, and I didn't even catch on to this, man. I remember, was it last year? Rich Paul went on either Gil's Arena or All the Smoke. He was on one of those podcasts, and he was talking about the GOAT debate. And after he threw so much shade at the 90s era and tried to throw a little shade at Jordan, this man said, why can't they just all be GOATs, man? Let's just appreciate all of them. They all are GOATs. He said the only difference is, you know, I might think LeBron's antlers are platinum and Michael Jordan's antlers might be gold, right?
I mean, goats don't have antlers.
Goats don't have antlers, man. So he called LeBron a deer. So Uncommon Sense, instead of calling him GOAT James, he called him Dear James, man. Oh my God, bro, that's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a younger dude, and it's kind of frustrating because I argue with a lot of people around my age. I'm 25, and a lot of people, they just don't like go back and watch the history. They get most of their information from like ESPN, but I'm someone I like to go back and watch like old film. Like they say Magic Johnson's great, Mike's great. I really want to see like what made him great. And so you can go on YouTube and watch the old games and film, man. When you just go back and watch like Mike's games, he has no weaknesses to his game at all.
Yeah.
From offensive, defensive, like I was saying, but then you have to add in all the intangibles, his clutch gene, his mental toughness.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to argue against somebody like Mike, and plus his athleticism.
Yep. Total package.
So you're gonna be pretty hard pressed, and the closest thing is probably Kobe. You just have to take away his athleticism. He has athleticism, but it's just not Mike's.
Yeah, it's not Mike's. But
yeah.
But all right, man.
I want to say, my bad, man. I want to say one more thing. How do I? Because I'm going to try to become a member. So when I click onto the member channel, it just says like videos. for members only. It doesn't really like give me like another option.
Oh, so is a couple of ways, and I can't see it since it's my channel. I had to look at it from a different channel, but I think two things happen. One, when you hit the subscribe button, it also gives you an opportunity to click join and join as a member. So that's one way. And the other way is somewhere on the home page, when you're on the home page for the channel, somewhere it's supposed to say join. And that's for the membership. So if you already if you already subscribed, you should see join somewhere on the home page.
Got you. I might just try to unsubscribe real fast and subscribe back, see if it pops up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right.
All right.